and welcome back to my channel. This is Life is Lachey with lifeislachey.com, and today I'm going to be interviewing the artist Ttbandz from Chicago. So if you want to see my interview with Ttbandz, just keep on watching. Mwah. So, as I said before the intro, I am here with the artist Ttbandz from Chicago, and I'm going to ask her a couple of questions. So, my first question to you is, who is Ttbandz?
Ttbandz is an artist, a queen, a mother, an entrepreneur. You know, I'm just my own person, my own artist.
Okay. She's a queen, y'all. She is a queen. She's proclaimed it. She is what she is. Where do you see yourself going in the industry in like the next couple of years? Like, where do you see yourself? Where do you think you're going?
I see myself going pretty far as long as I, stay focused. I feel like with that type of question, it's all about your mindset. It's all about where you want to go and what you want to do. I see myself, making songs for, different people. I kind of feel like I want to do writing, being my own artist. I'm okay with, writing for people as well. So, anywhere dealing with the music.
Writing is always good to go into. I know a lot of artists go into writing. So that is like a big market to kind of tap into. So like that's always a great like ending. If in the event that you decide not to be an artist anymore, that's always like a really good way to go. So she has her head on straight that she knows where she wants to go. So she's gonna go big places and do big things. My next question for you is, how do you juggle being an artist and juggle being a mom at the same time? Because you said you were a mom.
I feel like being an artist is who you are. So if you're a mother, all of that comes together. My kids, they know what I do. I separate, certain things that I do as far as I feel like whatever is not appropriate for my children. Right. But it's not really about separating it. It's just about me being a mother and me being an artist. When it's time to tap into just being there with my kids and doing for them, that's what it is. When it's time to be Ttbandz and be an artist, then that's what it is. I still gotta be a mother, so there's really no separating that.
Okay. So my question is the question that all of the guys are going to want to know: are you dating?
Sorta, kinda, not really. That's kind of like
in a situationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of a situationship.
I think that's like most girls nowadays.
The dating thing for me is kind of hard. I'm all into the loyalty thing because I can't really juggle, having more than one guy. Like, my attention span is horrible. So when I'm dating, I'm dating that one person.
Right.
And if I can't get that, then it's like, what's the point of dating?
True. That's how girls get stuck in situationships, because they don't quite know what to do, and they get stuck and they just stick in what they're stuck in and they never move on.
Yeah.
She's a move oner, guys. She's a move on. She will move
Definitely.
on. Okay, so if that's the case, if you're in a situationship and you're not quite sure about it, what kind of guys would you be open to dating? What kind of guys do you like?
I don't really have a type, really. Like I said, it's just really about loyalty with me and somebody who's, trying to progress in life. That's not trying to just be on a standstill. Me, I look at my life as, I want to progress. I want to do a lot. So I can't be around dating people who are stuck and who are just into nothing, Like, you got to impress me some type of way, and that's the way to impress me, to show me that you have, dreams as well, that you want to progress in life. Everything is not just social media or, because these days relationships is all about that, really.
It is. It really is. So, guys, if you want to date Ttbandz, you got to step your game up. You got to come to her correct. So just know that. So my next question for you would be, what kind of artists, what other artists besides yourself, of course, what do you listen to? Who do you listen to? Who do you like in the industry?
Well, that's kind of a hard question. I listen to a lot of different artists. Like, I listen to Future. It's an artist from around my way. His name is Ttbandz. I like him. It's a couple Chicago guys that I listen to. But really, the type of artist that I am, I try to focus on my music.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear stuff on the radio, you know, I jam to it, I like it, but I'm just not the type to just sit back and just be like, oh, did you hear this? Did you hear that? Because I'm so focused on my sound. And I don't want to sit back and be tuned into what everybody else is doing, and then my music starts to sound like that.
Right.
So I listen to music, don't get me wrong, you know, but I'm kind of focusing on what I want to be and what I want to sound like. And everybody's starting to sound the same these days.
Very, very true. A lot of people do sound the same, and that's kind of like a gimmick in the industry for everybody to sound like somebody else, and that's how they kind of get put on.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, what do you do after that? You got that one song or whatever, you sound like this artist or whatever. You have to continue after that. So then that kind of is how people end up kind of being one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
Because they try to sound like somebody else or whatever, and it's like, okay, well, that has to end at some point. Then you have to be yourself, and what do you do next?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're not sounding like yourself because you're sounding like somebody else. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely get that part.
Yeah.
So speaking of other artists in the industry, what separates you from other artists?
I feel like what separates me is I'm not saying everybody don't write their own music, but my music is really me. I try to mainly write about things that I go through, my life, and, you know, just something that people could actually relate to, you know. And these days I don't really hear much of that. You know, you hear a lot of turn up, you hear a lot of this and a lot of that, or you hear a lot of stuff that is like, did that really happen?
Mm-hmm.
Me, I try to focus my music on my life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what separates me. You're never going to hear me really saying too much of anything that's not me or anything I haven't really went through.
Okay, makes sense. And speaking of your life, do you have like a social life? Like,
yeah, I mean, I have a social life. I'm not really the friendly type. You know, I have a handful of friends, you know, and I try to keep it that way. I'm trying to, you know, be a little bit more private with, you know, my life a little bit as far as personal, you know, things and friendships and stuff like that, because, you know, I've bumped into a lot of people who just want to be friends with me because of the people I was surrounded by.
mm-hmm.
So I never want to, you know, question too many people like that, you know.
Right.
Just try to keep it about the people I know that's been in my circle.
Right. And speaking of being private and friends and getting into your personal life, I came across a video online that kind of went viral, and there was a fight with you and another artist or another young lady. And what kind of happened? What was that? What was going on?
That situation was kind of like a really, really messy situation. It was kind of like, how can I put it? I want to say somebody wanted to see me down as just a person, an artist, just a mother or whatever. It was like a fake Facebook page or some type of fake page, and the page was talking about this girl's kids, and I guess it came back to people thinking it was me. When I'm not that type of person. I don't have to hide behind Facebook or anything. Anything that I feel I want to say, you know, I'm pretty blunt about it. But, you know, I knew who it was behind the page or whatever, and I was kind of hurt behind it. But, you know, the girl, me telling her, like, you know, that wasn't me. You know, that's not what's going on. She still never wanted to hear that. So it was kind of like me being in a dumb place in my life, not thinking, moving off emotions, like, okay, you want to fight, you know, shit, what's up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It was just one of those or whatever, you know, I wasn't thinking, so, hey, it is what it is, you know. Now I know to make, you know, better decisions as far as who I trust around me and the things that I tell people, and just making sure that the people around me, you know, care about me and want to see me progress. Right. And not want to, you know, bring me down.
Right. Well, you seem like an artist that seems to have, you know, the world at her palm. She has a good head on her shoulders, and though she's made mistakes before, as you can see, she's grown past those things. So I wish you the best of luck in your career moving forward.
Thank you.
She seems like a great person. She does have great music. I've actually listened to it for myself. So, you know, we definitely wish you success. We definitely want to make sure when she gets out there that she doesn't forget about us. Don't forget about the people who interviewed you and who had interest in you in the first place. So don't forget about us. Definitely, once you get big, come back again and do an interview with us again. Let's get updates. She's a really sweet person, and it was fun interviewing you.
Thank you.
I'm glad she was an honest person. Sometimes people get on here and they don't want to answer questions or they don't want to tell the truth. And so this has been a great interview. So that concludes our interview with Ttbandz. Once again, she'll be back to interview with us once she blows up, because she is going to blow up. And we just want to thank you. So
thank you.
That concludes the video. We'll talk to you guys later. This, again, is Life is Lachey with lifeislachey.com and Ttbandz. Mwah.